Okay, welcome back everybody. Chef Sean Knight, retired, and this is part 2 of my traditional marinara sauce. We're gonna mix that with some cheese stuffed meatballs. We're gonna make the meatballs out of ground turkey and ground chicken. We're gonna stuff it with fresh mozzarella, and we're gonna brown them off in a pan. We're gonna finish them off with some sauce in the oven, and we're gonna have a beautiful plate of some spaghetti and meatballs. So without further ado, let's just get it started. Right here we got our sauce that's been working since about 9:30 this morning. And we're at about 7 hours in. She looks pretty good. Yeah, she looks pretty good. But she's a little bit looser than she would be if, say, we had cooked her for 12 hours. So we're gonna bring her up to a boil, and we're gonna add yet the final secret to it, which really isn't a secret. It's the product most people use when they make red sauces, and that is tomato paste. But first we gotta bring this bad boy up to a boil, so let's do that. And while we're waiting on that to boil, I'm gonna go ahead and add my ground turkey, 1 pound, ground chicken, 1 pound, into a mixing bowl. And to that, we got the rest of those onions from this morning. I'm gonna give them a quick chop down and make them a little bit smaller so they fit well inside the meatballs. Won't take but a second. I'm going from a dice to a mince. I had all day to do this. I don't know why I waited until now, but I did, so that's where we're at. Because you, the people, want to see me chop an onion. Okay. Minced onion, pow. And there we go. We can go with some garlic powder. I need to take the seal off. I hear that red sauce starting to boil. We're gonna be right over to you in a minute, don't you worry. Okay, some garlic. Here we go. A little dry basil. Like that. A little dry oregano. Like that. Kosher salt. Black pepper. Some crushed red pepper. Like that. Breadcrumbs. I'd say for every pound, about 1/4 cup. So we want about 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, which should be about right there. We can adjust it if we don't like it. But in the meantime, that red sauce is bubbling beautifully. We'll go ahead and add this tomato paste. Let's try to get all of it. Stir that in. And as I stir it in, you're gonna see how that sauce starts to thicken up beautifully. Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's a nice thick sauce, look at that. That's a nice thick sauce. I'm gonna bring that back to a boil and then turn it down to a simmer. As soon as she starts boiling, and she's boiling, this lid on it, turn her down for now. Back to this, you've added everything except a dash of Worcestershire sauce and the 2 eggs. I went ahead and pre-beat my eggs beforehand because it'll fold in better. So we do that. Get this ready to roll. Morellas, good stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff. Now we're going to submerge our hands into this batter here and make some meatballs. Mix it up as good as you can. Make sure everything touches everything else. That's the only way I can describe a good mix. Make sure everything touches everything else. Meatballs are tightening up nice. See that? Not breaking apart. That's what you want. A nice meatball. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands for a second and we're gonna start stuffing them. Okay, so move this over to here. We're gonna start heating up our meatball pan. We're already preheating our oven at 375. Boom, I'm gonna put this here, this here. Well, I got a second to start putting away some of these spices. Told you I had the spices for the meatballs. Alright. And we'll take some of this mozzarella. The meatballs aren't going to be too big, so I can cut these spices into thirds. Like that. And I think that'll be perfect. Oh, that's going to be perfect. That's starting to warm. Oil. Sorry about that, folks. Found the olive oil. As this pan starts to get warm, we can add some oil. You never add oil to a cold pan, and you never add food to cold oil. That's just basics for cooking. Spread that oil around good like that. My oven is ready to receive meatballs. I think I'm gonna drop in a little bit more breadcrumbs. Tighten them up just a tad bit more. I'm gonna get that folded in real quick. Make sure everything touches everything else. Oh yeah, there we go. Dang nabbit rabbit. Excuse me. Using a napkin. Okay, so we're now at about 1.25 cups of breadcrumbs, everybody. So just so it's duly noted, 1.25 cups of breadcrumbs to 2 pounds ground chicken. I'm sorry, 1 pound ground chicken and 1 pound ground turkey. And now I got a nice tight meatball, I think. We're just about to find out. Pop that in like that. Wrap that up like that. And drop it in. Repeat. Just placing the meat in my palm of my hand like so, dropping in a piece of cheese, and just folding it all over into a ball, just like that. Dropping it into my hot oil. Wash, rinse, repeat. Oh, that's gonna be too big. You want to get familiar with the size that's right for you. Once you get familiar with it, you'll be able to measure it off in your hand. You'll know when it's too big or too small. But these are coming out pretty good so far, if I say so myself. We're going to brown these good, and then we're going to add some that marinara right into that pan and pop it in that oven. While we do that, we're going to go ahead and cook off our pasta. In fact, as soon as I get this pan here full of meatballs, I'm going to get my pasta water started. No need to wait till the last minute for everything. Two, 4, 6, 8. Remember, like I said earlier in the first video, I'm going to make a lot of meatballs, a lot of sauce, and a lot of pasta. Share some with my neighbors. I have a pregnant neighbor right next door who's just got ordered to bed rest. She's got a husband and a little boy already there that probably going to get hungry at some point tonight for some food. So I'm sending over a nice little portion of this here. Because it never hurts to give. We're all God's children. Anytime you help out one of His children, God will reward you. Anytime you hurt one of God's children, God will punish you. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. See how many more we can get in our pot. It's starting to fill up, though. Give me 1 second, I'll let you peek inside my pot. Okay. Just up my pot, my meatballs, my meatballs. Don't make it weird. Okay. I'm gonna get some tongs, see if I can move these bad boys around. Give me a touch more olive oil, just a touch. See if we can spin these bad boys without breaking them. If the tongs don't work, we're going to go to the spatula. We're going to go to the spatula. Beautiful. Oh man, that looks good. Oh yeah. Okay. Being careful to flip them, because I don't want them to break apart, but they will flip. Oh yeah. What? Take a look at these meatballs. Look at that nice golden brown. Well, fogged up my camera. Okay. So we got those on and flipped. We got that good. I can put this back on the lower in the back and start my pasta pot. I'm gonna put that to there. Okay, got that on. Go ahead and start prepping up the last of these meatballs, getting them ready to go. A little bit bigger than that. There we go. Like that. Like that. Set you right there. Right there. I'm probably going to get about this one and maybe 2 more, 3 if I'm real lucky. But like I said, these meatballs are big. They're stuffed with cheese and a nice plate of pasta with that homemade sauce. It's going to be a nice meal. It's going to be enough to share. And the last meatball. Let me get probably bigger than most. That's alright. It's America. Alright. Now that these meatballs, got themselves a little bit of foundation, a little bit more oil. My fault for leaving the heat up too high. You can go ahead, make a little bit of room for the remaining meatballs. Set these meatballs up on their side because their top and bottoms are nice and firm now. So I'm going to get a little bit of browning on their sides while I get these other meatballs rolling. I'll show you in 1 second what I'm talking about. Yeah, good stuff. Now we're going to add these in. Just going to drop them in right here, 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 and here. Get those browned up. We're going to add this sauce that is probably looking ultimately delicious right now. Nice and thick. Nice and thick sauce. What? Okay, so the back is going on low. Pasta water, we want to get that to a boil as soon as we can. This we're going to keep separate. It's touch raw chicken for this. Good stuff. brown. They're not the roundest meatballs, but they're meatballs. Oh yeah, that's a meatball. Pulling these off the heat a little bit, as you can see. And I'm concentrating my heat on the uncooked meatballs. That way I'm not going to burn what's already where I want them to be. And that is the only good thing about this damn glass top oven. While we're waiting for all that, we can go ahead and get our garlic bread prepared. I'm a goofy conqueror. Alright, see if it's ready for flipping. I might be rushing it a little bit. Trying to keep on schedule. Oh, she's ready. Beautiful brown. Beautiful brown. Another beautiful brown. Alright, we're making good progress, y'all. We're gonna have these bad boys in the oven before you know it. See that? Those are the 4 there that I just did. Got that beautiful brown. Ooh, a couple of them already dripping out cheese. Man, it's going to be delicious. Garlic bread. The powers of the Most High, and got to turn me loose. Yeah. Alright, let's slice these diagonally here, about that thick. Like that. All right, time to add sauce to those meatballs. Get them in the oven here. And make sure you get enough sauce in there. Enough sauce to absorb that flavor of the meatballs. Also to give your meatballs flavor at the same time. We're gonna pop that in the oven. We'll give that about 20 good minutes just to make sure it's done in the middle. Got the oven set a little higher than normal. Like I said it at 375. And the meatballs aren't huge, so they were pretty much nice and done when we popped them in there. So we got our water going for that. Let's drop a little salt in that water. Just a little bit. Help speed up that boil. My friend. Don't try to hold me up on this bridge now. 'Cause I got to reach Mount Zion, highest resort. Just a little slab of butter like that. Spread it, pow. Sit it back down. A little butter. Actually, it's not butter. I'm sorry. I can't believe it's not butter because I can't believe I'm trying to stay in shape at 54 years old. But there you have it. Get them all nice and good. If you are Bullbacher, let me tell you, I'm a droopy conqueror, conqueror. Yes, me friend, me good friend, meet them on streets again. Alright, shake some garlic on them bad boys. Follow that up with a little bit of Parmigiano, just a little. If you are the Bullbacher, let me tell you, I'm a droopy. There we go. That's beautiful. Pasta water is boiling. Now everyone knows that pasta cooks up to twice its weight, so I'm gonna do 1.5 pounds. Try to get to 3 pounds of spaghetti. Woo woo wee. There is no oil in my pasta water. No oil. You do not put oil in pasta water. All you need to put in there is salt. You put oil on your pasta after it's cooked to keep it from sticking, but you don't put it in the water. You just douse it. And there I go making a mess. Because if you are a Bullbacher, let me tell you, I'm a dopey conqueror. And there we go, about 1.5 pounds. Okay, let's look in the oven here. That's starting to come to a boil. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this garlic bread in on that top shelf right now. We might get lucky and everything's gonna come together at once. Okay, now, as far as cooking pasta, like I said, you don't add oil to your water, just a little bit of salt, and then that's only to speed up the boil. Once you add your pasta into your boiling water, in that first initial minute, That's when you want to give it your first turn. That's when the starches are just now starting to release, and that's when the pasta is going to be the stickiest. And after a minute and a half, you give it a second turn, just to make sure everything's flowing good. By then, your water should be back at temp, and you want to make sure the last starches that are remaining are coming off, and that's your second one. Then probably about another minute after that, you give it your third and final turn. And after your third and final turn of your pasta, you don't need to touch it anymore until you're pulling it out of your pot. Stick by these regulations, and I promise you, you'll get perfect al dente pasta every time. This is my second turn right here. After I give it that third turn here in a minute, 8 minutes from there, perfect al dente pasta. Excuse me a second, I'm just cleaning up my mess as I go. All right, and this will be my third and final turn right here. That's it. Oh, that pasta is nice and separated. It will not stick back together. Yes, I've been accused, wrongly abused. But through the power of the Most High. Ah, almost tricked myself. You got to turn me loose. Turn me loose now. Meatballs need maybe 3 to 5 more minutes, no more than that. Garlic bread, I'm gonna give that a spin, but it's starting to smell delicious. While I'm waiting for this to finish up, I want to thank everybody for joining me on this meal here today. It's a two-parter. If you're watching it on YouTube and you're enjoying what you're seeing, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button for me. I've been cooking for 35 plus years. Due to health restrictions, I can no longer work in a professional kitchen, and I'm forced to retire. So all I can do for my passion of cooking is these videos here and share them with you. Liking them at least lets me know that somebody's out there watching them and appreciates my efforts, and I would appreciate that. So thank you all for that, and let's go ahead and put this dinner together. All right. That pasta, oh, that looks like a perfect al dente. Look at that, perfect al dente. We're gonna go ahead and pull that. Bring it over to the strainer. I'll be back in a second. Okay. Not gonna lie, probably could let the pasta go about 2 more minutes. It's a little more chewy than I like it, but it's still not bad. It's edible and it's gonna be delicious. Now I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle a little bit of olive oil on it. Make sure she stays perfect. That's all. Spaghetti al dente. Let's see what's in the oven. All right, everything looks great. Everything looks great. Make a little space here. Okay. That looks alright. I'm gonna drizzle a little. Do I have any parsley for that bread? No? Alright, I'll use oregano. Meatballs. All right, the transfer. Ooh, that's a little more sauce than I thought, but I'm gonna live with it. I'm gonna live with it. Told you. All right. There we have it, folks. We got cheese stuffed meatballs made with ground turkey and ground chicken, spaghetti, the red sauce, and garlic bread. If you try this recipe, I am positive you're gonna love it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I had fun making it. Until next time, this is Chef Sean Knight, retired, saying God bless you and good night.